Hey there, guys and gals. It's Wednesday, November the 10th, year 2021. We are really counting down now to 2022. Okay, I was thinking of that video yesterday. You know, the one about financial freedom in 10 years. And apologize if I talk too fast sometimes, or I know excuse me, I know I trip over words, I mutter sometimes, so just excuse that. That's just me. And remember, please subscribe, click the thumbs up to like the video, feel free to comment, feel free to share videos. Anyway, some of you, I noticed, like, I can check analytics, and the length of the duration of viewer watching that video, it was down on that video yesterday, okay? And it's probably because I didn't get into particulars about how you can do this. And I'm wondering, are a lot of you thinking, Mazske, that's a dream. The average person can't, become financially independent in 10 years. And the only reason I'm telling you this is because it took me longer. Okay, I literally invested for 30 years, 30 plus years. And when I first started, it was mutual funds. I didn't know what I was doing. I was in the country of Panama. I had a roommate that talked to me about it, and that triggered something up here. It got me started. And in 1999, I found the Motley Fool. See, Motley Fool t-shirt. I started buying individual stocks in 1999. I had a great return from the year 2005 to 2018. I was averaging annualized 18% or 17%, something like that. Great return. But as I learned as time went on, when you don't make a lot of money and you don't put money into your investments, even though you have a great return, when you start with something little, it takes a long time to get bigger, okay? In 2017, January, I bought my first rental property. And I'm on record with saying, even though I'll say this again, I've said it in other videos, I'm a very, very small time contractor for the Motley Fool, okay? What I say is my own opinions. It's not the Fool's opinion, it's my own opinions. I put my disclaimers in the description. I'm not a CPA, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to copy me, I'm not telling you to make the investments I make, okay? I'm just sharing stories about what I've done. So knowing what I know now, if I could go back in time, I guarantee that I could become financially independent in 10 years. It doesn't matter if I was enlisted in the Navy like I was, and I started then. It doesn't matter if I had just started as a cop. I could have done it in 10 years. The reason I could have done it in 10 years is I would not have invested in stocks like I did for so many years. I would have started buying real estate much sooner. Because I mentioned this in a video the other day. In 2017, I'm estimating this. And I'm going to throw something out here. Your net worth, all that is, people throw out net worth. You go to CNBC, you see articles on net worth. Net worth is just a gauge to measure your progress. You can't live on net worth. You can live on cash flow, okay? Your stock account goes up to $1 million. You have $1 million net worth in stocks. But until you sell those stocks, you don't get cash flow, okay? With rental property, from as soon as you get a rent check in, as long as you run your numbers and you have positive cash flow, it might only be $250 a month, okay? But if you start with $250 a month, it will go up over time because rents do increase. So real estate is how you got to, in my humble opinion, grow your wealth, okay? Now you might be saying to yourself, Mazske, I can't buy real estate. It takes a chunk of money. I don't have good credit. I don't have a down payment. Well, your credit is something that you need to figure out. That's where I suggest follow Dave Ramsey. If you're in debt, I've said this before, if you're in debt, follow Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is great to get yourself out of debt. He's great to get you from a negative net worth up to zero. But he's not the best, in my humble opinion, to grow your investments. He's great to get you to break-even point. To grow your investments, once you get out of debt, because you got to get out of debt. Once you realize the power of real estate, the power of it, I think if I went back in time, I would forgo so many things, materialistic things. My cars that were old would probably get a little older. My house, I might slow down on repairs, as long as they didn't have to be made. My clothes would have been older. I would have saved every single penny I could to get on that property ladder. And the way I would have done it is I would probably have house hacked. my wife and I have talked about this. If we could do over, our boys were little, if we could have found one that we could have afforded, we could have bought a duplex or a triplex or a quadplex. We could have lived in one unit, and our tenants, if everything was, the numbers worked out, would have paid our mortgage for us. We would have lived for free. My mortgage payment was like an albatross around my neck, okay? It was one of my 2 paychecks a month when I was a cop, starting off. And it hung on me, weighed me down. I had to work overtime just to tread water, okay? But if I could have house hacked, my tenants paid my mortgage. Think of the money that would have freed up, not having to pay that mortgage payment. So then I save that money. I live frugal, I save it. And then I buy another property. Maybe I house hack again. I buy a second duplex, triplex, quadplex. Can't talk today. And then my first one, since I move out of it, I rent my unit that I was in. I get even more money. I'm living in another one for free. And I repeat the process. It might take a year or 2 or 3 to get going. Especially as a cop, I didn't make a lot of money. But if I didn't have to pay that mortgage, it would have helped tremendously. And once I got 2 multifamily buildings, say there were 2 triplexes or quadplexes or duplexes, I have more income coming in. More is cash flow. It's, you see me do this with my hands before. It's every month rent checks coming in. As long as you run your numbers correctly, and I have a video about running numbers. You pay all your expenses, your mortgage, your principal, your interest, you hold money back for vacancies, repairs, and capital expenditures. Whatever is left is your positive cash flow. And let's just say it's $250 a unit. If you get a triplex, and the first triplex, when you move out, you got 3 units, maybe you're getting $750 a month positive cash flow. You buy another triplex, and you're living in one, so you're getting an additional $500. That's $1,250. So you're getting $1,250 in positive cash flow while you're living for free and not paying a mortgage, while your tenants are paying down the equity in your properties. Okay, are you with me so far? It's the snowball effect. Dave Ramsey talks about the snowball effect to pay down debt. This is the snowball effect to grow your wealth. You keep repeating the process, and you'll see in my other videos, you hear me talk about the BRRRR strategy. We used a 401k loan one time to buy a house. We've used HELOCs to give us assistance on down payments. But if you can get started buying that first rental property, especially if you're living in it, so you're house hacking and you're living for free, not paying a mortgage, but you're gaining equity, you're gaining wealth. And you just do this again. And you don't do it. It's not like you do boom, 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 you do it again, like, you know, fast. After a year or 2, you repeat it. After a year or 2, you repeat it. And once you repeat it a few times, that positive cash flow, well, I just mentioned $1,250, maybe now maybe you're pushing $2,000. Okay, $2,000 positive cash flow. Some of you out there could live on that. If you were living for free, and $2,000 some of you who are really frugal could live off that $2,000 a month. Okay, most can't, but some of you could. All right, but then you just keep on buying. And once your net worth of your properties get you up to accredited status, accredited as having a net worth of $1 million, more avenues of investment open up, such as oil drilling and mineral rights investing and that sort of thing, which is what I'm doing. And I've been working on a spreadsheet this morning to run my numbers on oil drilling and mineral rights to better track it, okay? I like it, it's passive. I don't do anything, all right? It's much, much easier. But real estate, if I could do over, I would have started in real estate when I was in my early 20s. So when I joined the Navy at 19, I bought land when I was like 20 years old. I bought a house when I was like 22 or 23. But I would have doubled down on it, and I would have gotten more focused in my early 20s. And by the time I was 30, early 30s, I would have been financially independent. Now, that doesn't mean I stopped working. I could keep working. I could keep building my wealth, because I don't want to live on 30 grand a year for all my life. I want to live on 130 grand or 230 grand. So I would keep, me personally, I would keep growing my wealth. That's what I'm trying to do now. I don't know what I live on now. I have a new mortgage, a new state, new expenses. And I'm not a budget person. I haven't sat down and calculated exactly what I'm living on. But my plan is to grow my wealth through investing because I'm frugal. Whatever I'm making, I'm living on less. There's money left over and I'm adding to investments, okay? So when I say you can be financially independent in 10 years, that's my humble opinion, okay? I can't speak for what you will do, but if you do get started in real estate, you might surprise yourself, okay? You might surprise yourself, okay? All right, Mazske signing out. Have a great day.